If you are working in pharmaceutical industry, then knowledge of audit and compliance is must. You will say that I'm not in the department where we are directly handling the audit. So forget for 1 second that who are you, and you imagine that you are an entrepreneur, you are the owner of the business of a pharmaceutical industry, and you want your industry to grow. So whether you will be hire the people who will contribute in the growth of your business, who will generate the revenue, or the people who are reason of failing in the audits, right? As I have already told you that audit are nothing but the new business opportunities. If you want to sell your product in the US, then you will have to face the USFDA. If you are going to sell your product in the Europe, then you will have to face the European Regulatory Authority audits. So wherever you want to grow in your business, you want to increase the business opportunity, you will have to face the audits. So whether you will like the person who is not contributing in the success of your growth or your organization, or you will like the person who is going to support you in qualifying the regulatory inspections, you will allow to hire the people who are reason of the growth of your organization. So what the answer you have got from yourself? Obviously, you will hire the people who will contribute in the success of your business, in success of your organization. So knowledge of audit and knowledge of compliance is must. And another thing is that as we are in the business of manufacturing the medicines, right? So we are serving to patient, we are solving the problems of patient. So whether it is not our duty to give the good quality of medicine to the patient, and patient can be anyone. Next time anyone from your family, the patient can be anyone from your friend or anyone in the world, right? So manufacturing the good quality of medicine is must. And another thing is that recently I heard one discussion that the blue ocean of compliance, which book I have written, that is for the US market, right? So if you are working in ROW market or Europe market or for US market, right? So what is the basic concept behind manufacturing the medicine? That you want to manufacture the product which is going to heal the patient, then only you will be able to grow in your business, then only people will buy your medicines. So manufacturing the good quality of medicine is must, right? If the quality of the medicine is not good, that no one is going to buy your medicine. You are going to get the market complaint, you are going to recall your product, or any enforcement action will going to happen on your company, right? So for different regulatory authorities, the enforcement actions are different, but the result are going to be the same, that the company will not able to grow in the business. So we have to become the person who is going to contribute in the success of the organization, who is going to contribute in the growth of the organization. So knowledge of regulatory and compliance, the knowledge of audit is must, irrespective of which department you are working. So on my channel, every week I make the video, and it is full of knowledge and the thoughts which will really going to impact the way you are work, the way you are think, the way you are going to behave in your organization. So do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, so that even one of the communication you are not going to miss, right? Another thing is that in our life, that is the thought process, if we are not growing, then we are decaying, right? So there are only two things happen in the universe, either growth or decay. And if we are not growing but we are stable on our place, but the things are moving forward, if you are not growing, then you are decaying. So which option you are going to select for yourself, right? Obviously you will select the option to be in the growth and not in the stagnancy or being stuck somewhere, right? So for that, every week I bring few thoughts which are going to impact in your career, in your thought process and your business and your growth. If you are not a business owner, then also if you are contributing in the success of your organization, you are contributing in the success of business of your company, then you are going to be the valuable person for your organization. So today we are going to discuss few things in blue ocean of compliance tips to help you for this purpose. So watch the video till the end and please write your comment about the video and the thoughts and which topic you want in the next video or in upcoming sessions, that also you tell me. And I have read someone's comments that they want my contact details, so all the contact details are there on the website. You can write me mail, you can WhatsApp me on the number I have given on the website. So do not forget to visit my website www.drrupaliparanjape.com. So now we will be discussing today's topic. Today in Blue Ocean of Compliance Tips, we are going to discuss few regulatory observations of US and European regulatory authorities. So I will ask you one question, that what is the waste management on your site? How do you do the waste management on your site? How do you manage the waste management? And what are the systems and what are the SOPs and what are the procedures on your site? That how do you handle that? Do you have any SOP or you don't have any SOP? So it is very important. It is very important aspect. Generally we forget to pay attention on this and take the necessary action on this. So many times that happen on the site, there are a lot of waste, waste chromatograms may be there, and waste papers may be there, and there are many containers with label which are not cancelled. That kind of waste is also there. So how do you manage the waste on your site is also important, because we have seen the many case studies where the regulatory inspectors are going in the scrap yard and they are digging the things out of those. Means there are a lot of waste papers are there, a lot, means many times some failed batches are also there. I have read we have read in the warning letters. So if there will be the system that how to handle the material which is not of relevance, so it is going to help a lot. Because many times what happened, that unnecessary some wrong thought process come into the mind of the inspector or anyone who will see the waste. So even the material may not be of use and it might not be against the GMP, CGMP, but many times what happened, that there is not any person who is authorized to handle that waste. For example, while integrating the chromatograms on HPLC, right? So might be possible that due to printer problem, that chromatograms are not readable, the names are not readable. Might be any reason that might be possible, that name on the chromatogram was wrong, so you have changed the name of the peaks, and might be possible due to some reason you have reprinted that chromatograms, right? If that chromatograms they were not acceptable or rejected due to any reason, so you should keep those chromatograms also with the relevant chromatogram which are to be considered for the result calculation of the results. In this way that is to be handled. And whenever you are discarding the material, means empty containers you are discarding, so you have to make sure that the labels on that container are to be cancelled. So these are the small things which we neglect. But if any person raise the question and in the audit any doubt arises due to this waste, so many times and most of the times it is very difficult to answer the questions of the auditor. And we are not, as I have already discussed in the blue ocean of compliance, that we have to ready to be inspected, because we are working for the patient and we want to manufacture the good quality of the medicine. So we are not working only to be audited, right? We are working to set our standard. So we have to set our standards ourselves, right? So today whatever level we are, any company is an XYZ level. So that company has to decide that in future up to what level she is going to see that company, right? So if today I'm on this level and that is my target, that on future I want to reach to that level, so we have to set up a standard. So we have to work to raise our standard, not only for the audit. So that should be the thought process. So in this way, waste management is to be handled, right? The person who is responsible for the waste management is to be defined. What are the steps to be followed for the waste management are to be specified, and how the waste papers are to be handled, who will be responsible for destruction of the documents, and how the traceability of destruction of the documents to be performed is to be defined in the SOPs, and SOPs are to be followed, right? So this was the waste management. Another thing is that document management system, whether document control room having the SOP, who is going to get the access of the documents, that is to be defined, where the documents are to be stored, and how they are going to provide to the people, how these documents access is to be provided to the people who are authorized person to enter in the document control room. In this way, all the document management systems are also to be handled, and both hard copies and electronic documents should have the SOPs, that how they will be managed, right? Means how they should be handled with standard operating procedures, right? These were related to the observations I have read and gone through the warning letters, right? There are few observations I have also read regarding the facilities and equipment. So there are a lot of observations regarding the cross contamination and contamination. So there are different reasons due to which the contamination and cross contaminations happens. Like there should be fault in the designing of the facility from starting, and at the time of designing, if that gaps are there, so due to that the contamination happen in the product. Another reason may be that equipments are not cleaned properly, due to which the contamination or cross contaminations are happening. And another reason may be that equipment maintenance is not performed properly, so that can also be the reason of the contamination and cross contamination. And there are the reasons that due to lack of awareness or lack of knowledge, also many non-compliances are happening. Like people are not having the knowledge of computer handling the computerized systems in the laboratory and in material management. So in that case also non-compliances can happen, and many times people are not having knowledge that how to validate the systems, and IT professionals many time are not having the knowledge of the CGMP. Also non-compliances can happen. Many times what happened, the people are not provided the proper training. Due to that reason also non-compliances may happen. Few of the compliance tips which we should always keep in mind while we are doing the compliance on our side. These were the compliance tips. Many times it has been seen in, if we see the document management system, that this also happens that after the audit has happened, the auditor gives some review comments about that document, and even after presenting the documents to the auditor, people do that, they change the document. And what happened, it might be possible that auditor also takes those documents with him or her, and in the next time when he comes, then what seen is there, that the document pages are changed. So those pages do not match with the pages which auditor has already having and he has taken at the time of the inspection. So how he will react and what he will think, and about that this is the data integrity practices. So these things to be avoided, and it is not we are going for only to pass the audit or for audit purpose. This is the wrong practice, and this practice should be avoided, because documents should speak the truth, and we should manufacture the product of the good quality, so that we will not have to do all these things, all these wrong practices, right? So if we want to increase the level of our company, so we have to manufacture the product of the good quality. In that case, we will not require any such practices. Okay, so already we will be working in compliance and manufacturing the good quality of the medicines, right? So we have to think that how we can increase the level of our compliance, how we can increase the quality of our production. In that way, we will be already in compliance, into the compliance, right? These were few non-compliances, and there are other non-compliances I have also read, that these were regarding the laboratory, that in laboratory how the people are testing into compliance, how the manipulations are happening, uh, data integrity practices are happening, audit trials are not being reviewed. And yeah, I have discussed regarding the computer system related non-compliance. In that, many times happened that audit trials are not reviewed, so in that case there is not control over the activities for which the audit trials are designed, right? And which is the purpose of the audit trial. So in production, these were few non-compliances. In production, other type of non-compliances happens that without testing the batches, they are mixed, right? So if you don't know that whether the batch is having the good quality, and you are mixing that batch into another batch, and you are using that material into manufacturing of the product or drug product, or in any formulation, so how the quality will be impacted? There is no need to tell you that what will be the impact on the quality of the product due to this practice, right? So there are many non-compliance today we have discussed. So these were the compliance tips, that these should be avoided. And I have already told you that wisdom is to determine that what we should not do, right? These were the things today we have discussed in Blue Ocean of Compliance Tips, which are going to help you in preparation of the regulatory inspections and raising your level to the high level of compliance, right? Do not miss subscribing my YouTube channel, so that you will be having the different thought process after listening to all the compliance talks which I bring for specially for you. And another thing is that also read my book Blue Ocean of Compliance, from which your thought process is totally going to change. And I have seen the case studies that how deeply this book is impacting the people, how the mindset and thought process is going to change with this book. So these were the Blue Ocean of Compliance tips which we have discussed, many observations today. So do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Also keep reading the articles which I am going to or I keep on publishing on my personal website rupaliparanjape.com, and also read my blogs on LinkedIn, and also read my book Blue Ocean of Compliance, and it is really going to bring the very positive change in your thought process, and you will be able to implement the ideas, and you will definitely going to get the results. So with this, Dr. Rupali Paranjape signing out until we meet again in our next Blue Ocean of Compliance Tips program. Okay, thank you.